Hey everyone, what's up? Dr. Charlie here, and in this video I wanted to share with you some tips if you have some type of back, butt, and or sciatica pain while you're sitting. Having pain while you're sitting and or while you're driving is a very common problem for people with Piriformis Syndrome, sciatica, disc problems, things like that, and so I want to give you a different approach to how you can deal with the sensations that you're experiencing in your butt or your back or your leg when you're sitting. So again, this is a very common problem and very common experience, and often what happens is that people like you who have these pains and experience these pains while you're sitting, as soon as you start to notice them, you wiggle out of them, all right? And so I want to share with you a different way that you can not avoid the pain, not just get up and try to get away from the pain you're experiencing, but rather lean into it and or sit with your symptoms. All right, so let's dive into it, all right? So first things first, right? Just a disclaimer. This will only work if you experience low or mild to low moderate symptoms, all right? So if you have pain and your symptoms are a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9, a 10 out of 10, then this isn't going to work because there's no way that you're going to be able to sit with those sensations. They're just too strong, all right? So do not try it if your symptoms are that bad or get that bad, all right? But let's just say that you take a drive to work, or you start sitting as you're working throughout your day, and you start to notice a little niggle, right? A little ache or a little throb in your back or your butt or your leg. Well, what do you usually do? Well, if you're like most people, you start to kind of ooch around, right? You start to kind of wiggle a little bit. You start to kind of lift your one butt cheek off. Maybe you grab that cushion that sits by your chair, or maybe it's on your chair, right? And so you automatically try to run from your symptoms. You use an avoidance tactic, all right? And that can work, but avoidance is not the answer long term, all right? Again, if symptoms are really, really yucky, we're talking a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 10, pain is really, really bad and or intense, then absolutely sit on the cushion. Absolutely get up and move and or walk around. But if symptoms are mild to low moderate, then you're going to want to sit with them and just try this out for me. Okay, so again, next time you want to get up, whenever you start to feel sensations, do this instead. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to sort of scan the body. Here's what I mean by it, okay? When you get up, when you start to feel pain in your butt or your back or wherever it is, and you run from those sensations, you reinforce those things as dangerous. And you train your brain, you condition your body to be more fearful of and avoidant of those sensations. You reinforce them, you fuel them as something that's negative. A problem only becomes a problem if you make it a problem. And so if every time you feel pain, you get up and you run from that sensation, then you reinforce as bad. Sitting equals bad. Sitting equals pain. And we don't want to do that, right? Because you want to get back to sitting. You want to get back to driving. So I want you to scan your body. The goal of scanning your body, and I'll explain how to do this briefly in a moment, is to retrain your brain or teach your brain to experience the sensations that you're feeling in your back, butt, your leg, wherever they are, through a lens of safety versus threat, thus deactivating the danger or the pain signals, so that you can start to sit longer and longer over time. All right, so here's what you're going to do, okay? So as you're sitting there right now, you might notice some type of ache or pain in your buttock, and you're not going to run from it. What I want you to do is I want you to become mindful of what you're experiencing. Mindful of the sensations that you're experiencing. You can close your eyes if you want, but you don't have to. And you want to ask yourself, what do you feel? And where do you feel it? Does it feel heavy? Is it throbbing? Is it pulsing? Starts small and then it grows, shrinks, right? Is it like a heartbeat in your butt? Is it burning? Right, so you just want to become aware of the sensation that you're experiencing wherever you experience it. Morning, sir. You're not trying to run from it. You're not trying to change it. You're not trying to do anything. You just want to, step one, become mindful of it. First step to scanning the body. You're not running from it. Then you want to ask yourself, as you're sitting with these sensations, and you're just watching them, by the way. Again, you're not trying to change them. You're not trying to run from them. You're just watching what they're doing. Are they shrinking? Are they growing? Are they moving? Are they staying still? Are they staying stuck? Do you have a hard time letting go of things? And therefore your sensations, right, and or lots of other things probably in your life just stay stuck. And you just feel stuck. And they feel stuck. What's happening to them? It's not good nor bad. It's nothing. They're there. And they're mild to moderate. Just watch them. The second thing you want to do is you want to open yourself up to the possibility that these sensations that you're experiencing maybe aren't as threatening as you once thought. Is it possible that the pain that you're feeling in your back, butt, or leg right now as you sit here and watch this video is a mistake? Notice I didn't say it's not real, that you're making it up, that it's all in your head. All pain is real. If you feel it, it's real. But I'm asking you to question it. Say, hey, I've run from this thing a long time. Do I have to run from it anymore? Or can I face it? Can I stare it right in the eyes? Is it possible that the pain that you're experiencing, the sensations that you're experiencing, that you're still watching and they're kind of just moving around, is it possible that your brain has made a mistake and your alarm system is sounding, bells and whistles are going off, but they don't need to? Is it possible that the pain that you believe and or once believed or were once told was due to a disc problem or a joint problem or arthritis or stenosis or Piriformis Syndrome or SI joint pain or a wonky hip that was out of alignment? Is it possible that those things are maybe not true? That the symptoms that you're experiencing are no longer due to a structurally damaged part of your body? Is it possible that all the joints, all the nerves, all the muscles, and all the other things in your body in that area are okay? And that because you've run from this pain for so long, you've conditioned yourself to experience pain while you sit or while you drive. Because every time you sit or you drive and you start to notice something, you run from it. And so all I'm asking is that, can you lean into it? And is it possible that the sensations that you're experiencing right now are actually safe and you no longer need to run and hide? And so what I want you to do right now is just watch them. You've been listening to me long enough. Just go back to the sensations that you've experienced or that you were experiencing or that you are experiencing. Here's a cool thing. It doesn't matter if they change, per se. That would be cool, right? It doesn't matter. Just go back to them and notice what's happening now in your butt. What's happening in your back. And just watch them if they're there. If they're not there, that's totally cool. That's really neat, right? And you just had a very safe experience. You just taught yourself that, hey, maybe I can sit and maybe I can be okay. And it's just this one time that you need to prove to yourself that, wow, I sat longer than usual. Windy, sorry. And I did okay. And now we can put in the reps. We can practice. We can practice the same body scan, if you will, to improve your tolerance while sitting or while driving. If symptoms are low to moderate, if you can gradually expose yourself to that thing which you've been threatened by. And so you want to watch these sensations if you practice this, okay? Just like you would watch a sunset. You don't stare directly at the sun, because my mom told me you burn a hole in your eye or something like that, which I don't think is actually true, Mom. But maybe. but you don't look right at it. Doesn't mean you can't appreciate it, though. Brings me back to a memory of being with my daughter at a park locally, and we were chasing butterflies, right? You just look out. You're not like staring right at the butterfly, because it's hard to, because they move around so quickly, but you're just observing that these butterflies are just kind of fluttering all over the place. Those are your sensations. So, as you watch your sensations, you watch them from a place of being curious, like you would watch waves crashing in the ocean, or butterflies fluttering about, or maybe you're a mall people watcher. You sit there and watch all the interesting people walk by. And notice how it brings a sense of curiosity and playfulness to this process versus intently watching these symptoms like a hawk. Watching the butterfly and feeling worried if you lose it, and oh my gosh, what's happening? Oh, it's stuck, it's going there, it's gonna get away, right? This is not good nor bad. This is teaching a way to sit with your symptoms rather than run with them. And to help you retrain your brain such that there's maybe a possibility of, I used to think these things were due to my body being damaged, and that this was a terrible threat, the pain sensations that I'm currently experiencing. But are they? Do you have to run from them? And this is the question that you're out to answer. And the only way you can answer them is by going through an experiential process and working a process, which is why I teach people who I work with all over the world inside my Glute Relief Accelerator program a pain relief process. If you're looking for a one-trick pony, a magic bullet to resolve your pain, you're not going to find it. Okay? You have to live and experience through a process how you can impact your symptoms for same, better, worse, and you use that feedback, the things that you try on, the things that you test, to iterate the process like a scientist would iterate an experiment or tweak an experiment to get closer to the truth. And the truth is maybe different for you than it is for someone else watching this. And that's okay. But the process remains the same. Okay, so just to be clear, and just to summarize this, because I got dogs barking at me now, okay? This video is for you if you've struggled to sit for any length of time or drive for any length of time, because every time you do, your butt starts to hurt, or your back starts to hurt, or your leg starts to hurt. And maybe you've been struggling with this for some time, and your normal reaction is, I feel pain sitting or driving, I get up, I move, I avoid, I tweak, I sit on cushion. You know what I'm talking about. Carry around that cushion, right? Maybe you carry it to a restaurant. Maybe you spend a lot of money on different chairs, things like that, right? Because you've got to have the perfect environment. Maybe you're fearful to go out with friends because you need to find the softest seat in the room. But maybe they only got those hard bar stools or those booths. Whatever it is, you want to retrain the reaction to pain. And if every time you run from it, if you keep running from it, then you continually reinforce that it's bad and it's dangerous. And you condition yourself and or teach yourself more and more and more with every single rep that you put in. Every time you feel pain and you run from it, you train yourself that sitting is bad. It's no wonder you can't sit. So I'm not asking you to sit through 10 out of 10 pain. That's not the goal. Remember the disclaimer at the beginning. This only works if symptoms are mild to low moderate. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tolerable. You can't do this if symptoms are higher than that. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to kind of self-assess and scan the body, if you will. And in doing so, you're trying to retrain your brain or reprogram your brain and the pain experience such that you no longer associate sitting with pain, or you can break that kind of position-pain relationship. You're trying to train your brain to view the sensations that you experience while sitting or driving through a lens of safety versus threat. You do that first by sitting with the symptoms versus running from them. You become mindful of them, whether you close your eyes or you just sit there and you observe them. Are they shifting? Are they growing? Are they shrinking? Or are they, I was trying to come up with some rhyme, sewing? I don't know. What's happening to them, okay? and you're not trying to change them. It's a difference. You're not trying to run from them. It's okay if you have some funky feelings. So you become mindful of them and you observe them. You don't have to observe them like a hawk. You observe them like I'm observing this bird flying around, or the grass blowing, or the noise from that plane over there. You're just observing it with a sense of curiosity and not trying to control anything. You're just observing it like you would a sunrise, a sunset, waves, people, crowd of people, interesting people, people with purple hair, people with red hair. Right? You're just watching them, watching them walk by. And then you want to ask yourself, and we need to go deeper. There's not enough time on this video to do it. But at least open your eyes or your brain or your mind to the possibility that I've been running from this thing for a long time. Every time I sit, every time I drive, I become fearful of this thing. Oh my gosh, is it possible that which I'm running from doesn't need to be run from? Is it possible that my muscles, my joints, my nerves, everything I've told is broken is not? Everything else heals in my body. And I've gotten over everything else in life. But why can't I get over this? It might be because you're running from something which you believe and or have been told, because seeds have been planted, is threatening or bad or dangerous or broken. But it no longer is. Okay. And again, you want to do this from a place of playfulness, curiosity, being really lighthearted about it. You're not trying to change anything. You're not trying to force anything, because there might not be nothing to change. Okay, so that's that, all right? Hopefully this was helpful, a different approach for you. If you have pain, back, butt, piriformis, SI, sciatica, whatever, there's lots of things that cause pain in this area. And you've tried lots of different stuff and it's not working. And you're so used to trying to like manhandle this thing and fix it. It's just not working. Just sit with it. And just watch. And after watching it, after becoming playful with it, after questioning it, kind of getting lost in it, go back to it. How do things feel? And it's okay if they don't feel any better. It's even okay if they feel a little worse. But you've done a great job because you've sat with it for the first time in a long time, okay? So let's keep it up. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know your thoughts and or put your comments below. And hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this was a different perspective for you and something that you needed today, okay? Thanks so much for checking out my channel. Again, this is Dr. Charlie. Yeah, be sure to hit the like button if this was helpful. Be sure to hit the subscribe button for other talk and walks, walk and talks, walkie-talkies, whatever you want to call it. And again, thanks so much for your support and watching. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications when I go live every single week and or on a random walk like this when something comes to my mind. Thanks so much. Chat soon.